Hey, it's Gina here at Tarot and Time in Kent, Connecticut, and I'm here to give you a tarot and astrology reading for the month of September 2022. The big month of September, 5 weeks in it. So we have a lot to talk about. You can take notes. I will have timestamps below week by week, so you can look at it periodically if you'd like. Also, we'll be reposting weekly videos, so you can kind of sit back and absorb this, and it will be followed up later, okay? There's a lot to talk about this month. So when I first look at the chart, right, I flip through my computer program and I look at each day and I kind of see the progress. And the first thing that I see, and keep in mind, I'm a student astrologer, right? So you're helping me learn. I thank you for following me. First thing I look at when I see it is I kind of look at how the wheel is spread out, right? And I noticed this month that there's a pretty nice balance around. Some months in the past, we've seen consolidated energy, and that's really great. Like I know in my own personal chart, my energy is very consolidated in the 5th and 6th house. So, like I like to say, I'm really good at some things and not so good at others, right? So that's what you hire people for. You get help with what things that you can't do. So for this month, I see the energy really nicely kind of scattered around the chart. So that tells me that it's going to be a little bit more balanced, maybe less intense in one area and more balanced. And I like to see that, especially as we're moving through Virgo season, which is kind of all about getting grounded, getting our routines down, our daily life routines. And I don't know about you, but I've been goofing off as much as I can this summer to savor the sunshine, right? And now we're moving into the season of fall here in Connecticut. And we're starting to see, kids are going back to school. This Virgo energy is here of getting back to work. So by the end of the month, the sun will move into the sign of Libra, nice about balance, right? And so one of the themes I definitely saw looking at the chart is balance and moving ahead. Now, it's an interesting month because Mercury, the planet that rules Virgo and also rules the sign Gemini, the planet Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet that rules roadways, and I talk about it ruling like neural pathways in our brain, our thoughts that we run down, the same paths that we run down in our brain. Mercury is going to go into retrograde this month. So it's going to be interesting, but I see it as a time to really connect with your inner voice, to really understand what's going on in there. You think about how much how much of our subconscious mind runs the show in our life, right? So if we can start to tap in a little bit to that inner voice, what is happening there? What thoughts are we thinking? Are we supporting ourselves? Or are we still running on old thought patterns that do not align with us anymore? And I really see the gift of this month as a time to pay attention, take note, and not see yourself as an enemy. See yourself as maybe that child inside is still running on old conversations, old information, old thought patterns. And now you can kind of bring that up to the surface and set that free. So it's a really powerful month of healing. So, like I said about the balance, there's a bunch of planets in earth signs. We have the sun, Venus, Uranus, and Pluto, all in earth signs. We have a couple planets in air signs, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn. We have one planet in water, that's Neptune, but it's in its own sign of Pisces, so that's plenty of water right there. But very creative energy. And we have one planet, Jupiter, in a fire sign of Aries, but Jupiter likes to make things bigger, so I feel like that's a pretty good balance this month. Now, we're going to have a lot of Mercury energy because on September 9th to October 2nd, Mercury is going to go retrograde. So I want to talk to you a little bit about retrograde. Like I said, I will be reposting this later, so if you don't catch it all now, you'll get a chance to later. So Mercury retrograde begins at 8 degrees of Libra. Okay, Mercury's in 8 degrees of Libra on September 9th when retrograde begins. Now, retrograde is the idea that the planet is moving backwards, okay? Now, I know it's not really moving backwards, but it has that effect. And in astrology, we look at the degrees moving backwards. So when Mercury goes direct again, which on October 2nd, it's going to have moved back to 24 degrees of Virgo. 24 degrees Virgo is the same degree that Mercury was at on August 21st. Okay, so I like to make Mercury retrograde playful. I don't like the hype. I like to see what the opportunity is. And I find that there is an opportunity to go back and go over these pathways again and see what we've relearned, see what comes up. I find a lot of information comes up during Mercury retrograde without me even trying. Information can be handed. An example of that, I find I may overhear someone else's conversation. I could overhear a stranger's conversation and I get some piece of information that helps me. So kind of widen your view of how this information comes in, pay attention and get your journal out. It doesn't have to be deep writing if you don't want it to be. At least just take note of what's happening. So if you can look back on a calendar, see what was going on August 21st since then up till September 9th when this starts. I think you'll learn something about yourself. There's this, because retrograde's internalized, right? And Mercury's this internal conversation, and now you're going to get to see what comes up. And it's going to move through the sign of Libra, right? And Libra rules relationships. So there's a huge chance for an opportunity for the relationship with ourselves to improve, and therefore our relationship with others can improve. So take this time, make note, and see what's coming up, okay? Now, there's a lot of Mercury this month. At some points, Mercury is going to get really close to the sun, and that will be starting around September 18th. So the sun will still be in the sign of Virgo, ruled by Mercury. Mercury will be moving, they'll be close together. Okay, so this is a really good time for that deep healing conversation with the self. Venus is going to join up there, so it's going to be the sun, Mercury, and Venus close together towards the end of the month, and that's when the sun will move into Libra, and Libra is a Venus sign. So I'm seeing that as just a beautiful time to see what needs to be released, love yourself more, value yourself more, show up in your world better, improved, right? Kinder to yourself, lighter. So I'm actually excited about Mercury retrograde, and hopefully next month when I film next month's video, I'll still think that. Okay, so the other thing about Gemini that's really cool right now is that Mars, the planet of action, right? It rules the sign Aries, so it's like a fireball of action, is going to be in the sign of Gemini for 7 months. Now, Mars usually stays in a sign like, 4 to 6, maybe 7 weeks. It doesn't usually stay in a sign for 7 months, but I guess its pattern has been changing. So, and it's also going to go into retrograde, so it's going to spend a lot of time in Gemini. It may move out, but it's going to move back. So what does that mean? Well, there's more Mercury because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, right? So you want to look at where Gemini is in your chart, and feel free to comment below with your date of birth, time of birth, place of birth, and we can talk about where your Gemini is in your chart. So where is Mars going to be giving you that push, right? So for me, it's hitting my moon. I have a Gemini moon. So Mars is going to be hitting my Gemini moon, and my moon sits in the 12th house. So I think for me, it's a great time for me to be writing, right? For me to be in that imagination, that creative energy. So I'm, again, kind of looking forward to it. I'm kind of looking forward to this time this month as I put things back into order, Virgo, right? Start putting my things back into order, getting my office finished here, moving ahead. And I got this little oomph from Mars. Now, Mars can also flip into aggressive behavior. It can flip into fighting behavior. But instead, I'm going to envision it being a power source there to help me jump into my life the way that I want to, okay? So think about how that's affecting you, and feel free, I love comments below. Okay, so there's a lot to say. I know I'm forgetting some stuff. The quote, I think Sheila Haidt uses this quote a lot, know thyself. This is a great month to know thyself, because what's really going on in the background? What's playing in the background? How can we sort and sift through our minds so that we can show up sharper and brighter in our lives? Now, I think about the fall season. We're starting to see the colors change, the leaves change here in New England already. And we're gonna start seeing those dying off, those falling off, fall season. And so also we know that the card of the year is the Lovers and the Devil. Choices, where we're being held, especially in dysfunctional relationships, where we're being held. And so as we see these things dying off, let's let those dysfunctions start to die off, okay? Let's make utmost use of the energy of the year. A 6 year, a year of moving forward, okay? So we can see, kind of get an idea of where we're held. Maybe we're held in some past old shame and grief. And this is a great time for that to come up and out and to free yourself of it, okay? So many things to talk about. Let's go over a little bit week by week. Again, I will be posting this. I have tons of notes here. And you've been seeing that I've been posting weekly. This is like a copy of the weekly forecast. And just to follow up a little bit, those are posted on YouTube and social media and our website too. So when we start off the week on the 1st, the moon's going to be in Scorpio. So we're starting right off strong. It's a great, Scorpio rules other people's money. So it's a great day for that. Getting organized, getting some bills paid, maybe billing out if you have your own business where you're billing out, great time. Feelings from the past might come up. It might be a little moody, but you're going to celebrate your growth, okay? Then we're going to go into the first weekend of September, and we're going to be in the sign of Scorpio, moving into the sign of Sagittarius. So Friday could be a little moody, but it could also be very creative, Friday the 2nd. So use that time. I wrote, make art, not war. Okay, so maybe you need to spend some time alone on that Friday the 2nd. But things will start to lighten up Friday night because the moon will move into Sagittarius. Now, we know we're talking about the moon because it affects us the most, right? It's a planet in astrology. It moves the fastest and it affects our daily moods. That's why I'm encouraging you to look at moon calendars, because you can start to track, how do I feel when the moon is in these signs, right? And where's your own moon, right? So it's kind of fun to play with and really just observe. It's a great tool of observation of yourself. So Sagittarius weekend. Have fun, but keep your attitude flexible, because there's a little bit of fixed or going on. Sagittarius is a mutable sign. It's up for fun. Sometimes it can err on just being, lightheaded, or I'm a Sag, so I can say this. Not always in the moment, always thinking about the next fun time. That's definitely Sagittarius energy. But make the most of it. Enjoy. The summer is still really beautiful here. Okay, so let's talk about week 2. So week 2 of September 5th through 11th, we start off the week with Labor Day, right? And it's interesting that the moon's in Capricorn. I think of Capricorn, I think of labor, because I think of hard work, right? So thinking about what you really want, what you're working for, what you've been laboring for. Do you know what you want? It's okay if you don't. You probably know what you don't want. So you can be open to receiving the information, and you can start thinking about how you want to feel. Okay, make lists, because we're going to be moving into a full moon weekend, okay? Full moons, I like to celebrate all my successes, so maybe this is a list of praise for you, okay? It's good to praise yourself. Make commitments to yourself. Tuesday, the moon will be in Capricorn, moving into Aquarius, so we want to think about what needs to change, how we can have the freedom. Because Sagittarius and Aquarius really like freedom. Aquarius likes change, progress, functioning better, smarter, wiser. So we'll be in Aquarius on Tuesday and Wednesday. We're moving towards the full moon. We can work on a list of gratitude. We have our moon water outside or in a window, okay? Now, Thursday the 9th, or the 8th, the moon's going to be in Aquarius. Aquarius rules the internet. Any final purchases that need to be made before retrograde begins. And yes, I know there's a shadow period before and after retrograde, but personally, I push it to the last minute with purchases. And, you know, I have a business, so I have to continue purchases, but it's more those out of the blue purchases, those ones where you're like, ooh, wow, that could be something. I tend to stick to purchases I'm already familiar with the product, familiar with the company, and I try to avoid new things until retrograde ends. And the only reason I do that is because I've not done it before, and I've learned the hard way. So you have to learn that for yourself. The advice of retrograde, and I have a list here that I'm actually going to post that will be coming out. No major purchases, especially the ones out of the blue. Wait to sign major contracts, but if you must, have it checked 3 times, ideally by a lawyer. Mercury rules roadways, so if you're traveling, be adaptable, have an alternate route, maybe book hotel rooms and things that are able to be canceled so that you can adapt to the situation, okay? Check your travel plans 3 times. Relax, observe, keep a journal, okay? If the electronic doesn't work, step away from it because Mercury rules a lot of that communication. So computers, phones, all that stuff. If it's not working, don't push it, step away, restart it. It'll probably work later, okay? Now we're gonna move into a full Pisces moon weekend. So it's gonna be a pretty intense week. Anytime you got the full moon involved, it's gonna be intense. And then it's Pisces on top of that is like so ethereal, right? So when the sun is in Virgo, the full moon is always going to be across from it, which is in Pisces. Virgo, everyday life, everyday service, your contribution to society, your daily routine, your work, your, what else? Health, has to do with health. So when Pisces is like the opposite, it's the ethereal, it's the bigger picture, it's the dreamy, foggy, it's otherworldly, right? Now, remember, water signs need more rest than other signs. So this is a good weekend to relax, to dream. Maybe everything's not as clear and retrograde's moving backwards, so it's a little wacky. But take it to be creative. Take it to retreat, renew, because Pisces rules anything that takes you away from society. So that can rule jails, that can rule hospitals, but I personally like to think it rules spas, okay, and baths. So get to it. So celebrate the joy of your harvest because the Pisces full moon is also the harvest moon. So you're starting off the beginning of the week looking at all you're laboring for, right? And then the full moon is the harvest moon. What have you grown? What beauty have you brought into your life? What needs to go, right? What do you no longer want to keep growing? So celebrate the joy of your harvest. Imagine the life that you are creating. So on that Pisces weekend, take that bath, swim in that water, swim in your life, swim in the power that you have to create your life the way you want it. Remember those who gave their lives on 9/11, okay? So Venus is going to move into the sign of Virgo that week also. And so I want you to be really kind to yourself. Be kind to your beautiful self because sometimes Virgo can get nitpicky. I know my Venus is in Sagittarius, but it's in Virgo's house. So I have to be careful. I can be really hard on myself and that's just not fair, okay? So let's talk about that full moon briefly. Again, like I said, this will go out again later. You'll be reminded. The full moon is happening at 17 degrees Pisces. This water moon is conjunct together with Neptune, the planet that rules Pisces. So in a way, it's almost like a double Pisces full moon. Like one Pisces wasn't enough. Now we've got 2. So again, super, super creative, dreamy, restful. Great time to retreat. If you can retreat, however that is, if that's going in your room, if that's going in the bathtub, do it. However small your retreat may be, do it, okay? The full moon's gonna be opposite Venus. So Venus is over here kind of pulling on what it wants and the full moon over here, right? Across from each other. It's gonna be square Mars. So Mars is like pushing there. And so you may feel that urge to, no, I can't slow down. No, you can. You may feel foggy. You may feel a little confused. You may feel tired, and that's okay. That's a normal part of this. This is a great time. Rest, dream, retreat, recharge, okay? So let's move into week 2, which is, well, actually, I think it's week 3. September 12th through September 18th, okay? So we start off the week with the moon in Aries. And remember, things are still intense because of the full moon. And the planet that rules Aries, Mars, is already pushing on Gemini, right? So we want to remember, especially to be careful with aggressive words, or there will be repercussions later. It will, because remember, Mercury is going to come back over this time period. So be careful. Tuesday the 13th, the moon's going to move into Taurus. So by the morning, by 7:39 Eastern time, it's going to move into the beautiful Venus sign of Taurus. So self-care, self-love. Be kind to someone else. Bring someone else flowers. Do something like that. Or buy some flowers for yourself too. Wednesday, we'll get the moon in Taurus. I feel like love is in the air on Wednesday the 14th. Get out and about. Get out and about, especially if you're single, get out and about. Now, Thursday the 15th, moon in Taurus, moves to Gemini. Enjoy your local community, your local friends, savor the summer, very social. So that weekend will be a Gemini weekend. So it's a perfect weekend to get out because Gemini rules your local community. It's like bouncing around and visiting local friends. It's very conversational. And yes, Mercury's in retrograde. Yes, you're not going to make major decisions, but you're going to enjoy, okay? Fall festivals, here we come, is what I wrote. Shop local, support a local farm, cook a beautiful meal, support a local restaurant, all that kind of great stuff. And then on Sunday, the moon will move into Cancer. So if you can sleep in on Sunday, please do. Or maybe you take a nap, you do something. Because Cancer rules nurturing. It's the mom, right? And the moon rules the sign Cancer. So it's a great time to kind of just enjoy, savor. All right, Mercury's going to enter the sign Virgo, so we're really going to start thinking about how we're talking to ourselves even more, okay? And allowing, maybe keeping that notebook up as things pop up. Sometimes a song pops up in your mind. Listen to the messages that your inner self is giving to you, okay? It's a gift. All right, let's talk about the fourth week of September, which is the 19th through the 25th. So we'll start off with the moon in Cancer. Remember, Cancer rules the home. It's like mom wanting to cook dinner for everyone. So maybe you have a beautiful dinner at home. Maybe you have some friends over early for a nice dinner and get to bed early. Rest up. We're in the midst of Mercury retrograde. Now, Tuesday, the moon will be in Cancer. Your emotions are speaking to you. What are they saying? It's your inner child telling you what you need. Wednesday, the moon moves into Leo. Speaking of your inner child, Leo rules children, right? Rules your heart. So I wrote down, what fun from childhood does your heart long for? I realized the other day that my heart was longing for, as a kid, we lived near a river, and really the simple thing that my heart longed for was to go stick my feet in the water, right? So now I try to make it a point to stick my feet in the water. And I even do it in the winter in the snow. So it's little things. It's the little joys. Thursday the 22nd, the moon will be in Leo, so it's time to get healthy selfish. Healthy selfish. Self-care isn't selfish. The sun's going to enter Libra, this beautiful Venus sign, on the 22nd. So happy equinox. In the midst of Mercury retrograde, Mercury is now into the sign of Virgo. The moon will be in Virgo until Sunday. So it's a time of self-care. It's a time of service to others, attending to the details of your life, okay? And then we're working towards the new moon. So this week, you're going to want to have your moon water out. And it's a good day on, I wrote down for Sunday, the 25th, the new moon in Libra. It's a good day to socialize because it rules relationships, right? So, and it's a good day to be really good to yourself, okay? Thinking about your wishes moving forward. New moon is a great time to make wishes. I like to write my wishes. Sometimes I keep my jug of water inside in a window and I'll put the wishes underneath and let it kind of infuse my water, okay? So, the sun entering Libra. Now remember that Libras, I wrote down on here, Libras are extremely peaceful and they prefer effacement within themselves and avoiding conflict as much as possible. So you got to remember the tendency with Libra is to give to others, to not give to self first. And that's something that a Libra needs to learn. And so this is your time to learn that also, okay? Regardless of if you have Libra really dominant in your chart or not. This will be Libra season, okay? Now the new moon in Libra on Sunday the 25th, I love that it's at 5:55 p.m. 5 seems like such a number of change, right? So 555. It's going to happen at 2 degrees Libra. Mercury and Venus will be together with the new moon. The moon will be opposite Jupiter, Neptune, and Chiron, your soul's rune point, and it will be trine Pluto. So Pluto wants to help you heal. Neptune and Chiron are going to help you feel what needs to heal. And so this is a great opportunity for healing. Are you being kind to yourself? Are you putting yourself first in a healthy way? What changes you can make to do so? Okay, those are some themes for our beautiful new moon in Libra on Sunday the 25th. All right, we're going to move into our 5th weekend in September. It's going to run from September 22nd to October 2nd. And we're going to start off with the moon in Libra on that Monday. So we're going to keep looking at how we're being hard on ourselves, and we're going to play. Even if it's just a couple minutes, okay? So maybe it's sticking your feet in the stream, or maybe it's just a couple minutes of goofing off in a way that really is of value to you. And I'm not talking about looking at your phone or playing a video game. I'm talking about disconnecting from electronics. I'm talking about connecting with nature and connecting with your soul, with your inner child, okay? Now, Tuesday the 21st, the moon will be in Libra. It's going to move to Scorpio by the nighttime. It's going to be a little moody, but it's still an opportunity for growth. Get the rest you need. Maybe take some time alone. Again, Wednesday, the moon will be in Scorpio. Give yourself some credit for the healing work that's going on right now. Give yourself a break, okay? Thursday, the 29th, the moon will be in Scorpio. Pay attention to the shoulds that are coming up in your mind and replace them with could. Yeah, you should. Okay, but I could, okay? Venus is going to enter the sign of Libra, its own sign, all right? The weekend is going to be another Sagittarius weekend. I love it. Go on an adventure, okay? But remember, Mercury's still in retrograde for that weekend. It's just going to start to be coming to the end of it. So save the work until Sunday, because Sunday the moon will move into Capricorn. You can get things done with ease. So have fun Friday and Saturday, okay? Now, we'll be moving into October by then. So October 2nd, here's my big Mercury goes direct. Yay. So this is a big month, and we're going to start off October with things moving, Mercury moving forward, things moving on, but you're not holding your breath during retrograde. You're listening, you're seeing. This is a great opportunity. So please take advantage of that opportunity to know thyself more so you can move forward into this fall, into October, a little bit more grounded, a little bit lighter, a little more clear, and enjoy Libra season where you can really love yourself and value yourself. And nobody's got it all perfect, and no one has it all as beautiful as social media makes it look. We all have stuff. And so, but we got to love ourselves anyways. We really have no choice. Okay. So that was a lot, right? I'm a little like out of breath here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a pile. We're going to go into a reading, what you need to know for the month of September. We'll talk a little bit about week by week. We'll do some letters and all that fun stuff, charms, and I really appreciate you joining me. And so I want you to go ahead and pick the pile that jumps out to you. This is not, there's like no right or wrong here. It's whatever you connect with first, okay? So the pile number 1 is this beautiful dragonfly. Pile number 2 is this really fun feather. And pile number 3 is this old key. Okay, pick your pile. Let's get started. Pile number 1, we have this beautiful dragonfly, the 360 view of things, right? And we want to see the bigger picture of what's going on in our lives. This Mercury retrograde gives us that opportunity. All right, I'm working with 4 different decks here. The Herb Crafters Tarot, the Everyday Witch, the Black Cats, Ethereal Visions, and then we're gonna work with a Sacred Self-Care Oracle at the end, okay? Now, I haven't looked at any of these cards. I've used my pendulum to choose these decks for you. Let's see what you need to know this big month ahead. We're starting off here. We've got this lovely Queen of, I actually think this is the King of Swords. This is the Black Cats Tarot. This is very much Mercury again. This is the King of Communication. He looks like he's in charge and just ready. Now he would be the King of Communication. He would be a writer, big business, right? So this is what, starting you off here, what you need to know right now. It feels very Virgo-like to me. I know Virgo is an earth sign, but it's ruled by Mercury. And so I still can't help but think of the King of Swords as having this tone here. Now, the heart of the matter, you have the Hermit. Now, we know the Hermit is ruled by Virgo, right? Look at this. This is the Herb Crafters. I don't know this plant. It's called Usnea. I'm not really familiar with that. But here is this beautiful Hermit here. And this light shining in kind of center stage here. This is coming up in the heart position, okay? So you may need some alone time this month. You may need some retreating to find your truth, okay? And the simplicity and the quiet. Supporting the heart of the matter, we have the Lovers card. Now, yes, this is a beautiful card of love, yes, but it's really a card of choices. This is a Gemini card. So you got a lot of Mercury showing up in your first 3 cards. So this is also the card of the year. So where are you making choices? Are these choices well thought out? Are you getting enough alone time? Okay, that's what I'm seeing so far. Now let's see what your foundation card is here in this reading. We've got the 8 of Swords. So you've got a lot of air energy going on. Now this is an 8, so it's kind of like an infinity loop, right? Looping around, same pathways in the mind. Everything's okay, really. There's a little bird sitting up there, right? But she's kind of caught in some old patterns of thinking. So this is a good time during retrograde to look at those patterns, where we feel held, where we feel bound. Behind the scenes, we have 5 of Water. It's called Golden Seal. Now, I know Golden Seal is definitely used as it's a purifier, right? It's a cleanser. And so 5 is a number of change and this water energy. Interesting how it's kind of fenced in there. And so you are ready, change of emotions, purification. Now we've also got behind the scenes the 7 of Swords. He's crossing the bridge, crossing over to new land here, new ways of thinking on his spiritual path. Your future position, we have the Justice card, Libra, right? And making sure, we talked about how Libra tends to not put itself first, right? Where do you need to step up and take care of yourself first? How can things be more balanced? Here's this owl here with this wisdom, okay? And the Ace of Wands. Beautiful cards in your future position. Something new, this new wand appearing, these books opening, these new ideas showing up, new passion. It's a very exciting card to see there. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3 major arcanas here. So there's a real opportunity here to hear yourself, to make some changes, to move forward, for something new to come in, okay? Especially in relationships, because justice rules relationships. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to pull a few cards for week by week, okay? So we have 5 weeks this month. I'm going to pull 2 cards for each week using the Black Cats here. And we will let's use this Everyday Witch. Okay, let's see what we need to know just each week ahead. This was kind of the overview of the month. Now, pile number 1, people. We're starting off your first week. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Swimming with the big guys here, these sharks around, right? So 9 of materials. I like that there's a little coin bottle full of coins floating by. And he's feeling pretty powerful, even though he's surrounded by sharks, right? And he's kind of just like relaxing, floating. Okay, that's your first week of September, along with the sun. Oh, how fabulous. So it's like really savor the summer that's left here. Savor the joy. The sun is a Leo card, right? Leo has such an advantage, I think, being ruled by the sun and gathering together. She's very pregnant there. So there's something new being born here. Okay, that's your first week. Now your second week of September, we have the 3 of Pentacles. Looks like he's like really back to work, working on his masterpiece. So it almost implies that your first week is a little bit more goofing off. It's still the end of summer. And then you have the Devil card here. Now remember, the Devil's the other card of the year. You had the Lovers already. That was supporting the heart of the matter for the month. So the Devil here, look, he's like tempting you with money. And so there may be some big offers that come in. The Devil card is ruled by Saturn in tarot. And so it does rule big business. So what offers are coming in? Are they the right ones for you? Okay. And it's almost like a tempting going on here. And so there may be some offers coming in on some of your work, maybe some projects that you've been working on. Now, the 4th week, as we move ahead, you have the Queen of Wands. She's also making something. She looks like she's like making this rose out of metal. You've got a lot of like handcrafting going on. You had it last week too. So she's the queen of passion, the queen of fire, pretty dynamic. And the Strength card. What a powerful week the 3rd week in September is for you. So really living passionately, living from the heart, leaving some things behind that don't work. See how she has kind of created that tornado back there, leaving behind what no longer serves you. That 8, and remember we had the 8 come up here as your foundation card, you know, being caught in those loops of the mind. But here she's taking her power and she's moving forward. Okay. Now your 4th week, you have the Ace of Pentacles, lovely, moving forward at great speed, along with the 10 of Cups, which I would call a 1 also in numerology. This is the Happy Family card. So you're kind of moving forward here. Maybe you've spent a lot of time with family and now you're kind of going alone at it for now. Maybe the kids went back to college. And your final week, as Mercury Retrograde starts to wind down, you have the 3 of Cups, a celebration card, and the King of Cups on his little island there. King of emotion, king of music. Not getting too involved in other people's drama. See how he's on his own little island protecting himself. Okay, but savor the good times. Okay, so that is your week by week. Now I want to pull a few charms, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lie this September calendar over here as I pull some charms, see where they fall for you, and then I'm going to do some letters. Okay, just have fun with this. Let's see, for the charms. Now we started off with this little saw here. Okay, so there's a cutting away of something. It actually landed on the Monday that would be in August. So 31st, 30th, 29th of August is what it landed on, the cutting away of something, okay? Then we've got this little crown here on the 30th of August. It's royalty here. We also got the royalty card. This actually fell off one of my pairs of jeans one time, but it was at a very significant time that I found it. So there's this royalty, there's a crown on this too. That fell on the 8th, along with the moon. Okay, so kind of remembering who you truly are. The 4th, you have the blue moon, beer cap here. And on the 6th, you've got the number 2. So 6 could be a good day relationship-wise for you. We've got the number 5 on the 11th, so some change coming in. We've got this elephant on the 13th, which is a very lucky symbol. An R on the 14th, along with a little letter, postcard, okay? So maybe some information, maybe you'll hear from someone on the 14th of September. Now we've kind of got a pretty quiet middle to end of month. You do have some dog tags here around the 25th. A crystal here fell out more towards October. And we've got the word here and made, okay? So you also have this letter. So you may be hearing from some people from the past. I find that retrograde a lot of times, like, things from the past come up, okay? So hear what needs to be said. Maybe something will come in that will help change things for the better. The blue moon feels like there's this opportunity here, okay? Now let's see for letters. We've got P, O, we've got a V, E. Let's see what else we've got. All right, we've got a bunch of A's. P-O, like P.O. box, and now here was that letter that came. Let's see what else we've got. S. So you can be looking for names. You can be looking for initials. I've got the word shore. I've got the initials for Virginia, V-A. I've got the word thou. And what wasn't I saying? Know thyself. I've got 2 A's, double A's. Okay, maybe that could be an initial for someone. Virginia, post office, shore, AA, thou. Okay, so I'm going to take a picture so you can see these letters, you can see the charms. Have a fabulous month ahead. Pile number 2, this lovely feather, right? Kind of, I love using a feather with sage and kind of just that brushing away of what's not needed, right? Okay, so this beautiful feather here. Let's see what we need to know. This month ahead of September, okay? This big Mercury month of September. Let's see what's important for you to know right now. Well, you're starting off with the 2 of Cups. What a lovely card to start off on. Feels like really savoring those last warm days. 2 is a relationship number. Cups is water, it's emotions. So it looks like there's a lovely relationship going on here. Okay, now let's see what's going on in the heart of the matter. We have the 10 of Cups, traditionally called the Happy Family card. And it definitely looks like there's a lot of joy. There's a lot of cups being shared, a lot of emotion being shared. Maybe you had a great summer with family and friends, right? And so now you're filled with joy in your heart. Supporting the heart is, here's the 8 of Cups. And so he's kind of going off on a journey. Maybe kids have gone back to school. He's kind of going out solo, stepping away from like all the finer things, okay? That's supporting the heart of the matter, the 8 of Cups. A lot of water going on here for you. Now your foundation card, this is an interesting card because this is a bonus card in this Ethereal Visions deck. And I thought it used to think it said the Arise, but actually it says the Artist. And that's Mercury. And we've been talking all about Mercury being a messenger. And he's jotting down, almost sketching that tree in the background. Okay, so we know this is the foundation here. It's time for you, especially, this feels very Pisces, like foggy in the background, right? We're going to be in a Pisces full moon this month. So there's this time where you've had this gathering together, you've had this summer fun, your heart is full, and now it's time to kind of go solo again. Spending some time by yourself, doing the things that you want, living in that very dreamy, like artist-like world, okay? Allowing those information to come in for you to create what you want to create, okay? Whether that be art, whether that, I mean, any form of art, writing, painting, journaling, any of that, okay? Now, behind the scenes, we have another 2. We have the 2 of Pentacles, okay? Now, 2 of Value. Interesting how this cat is kind of jumping in to throw things off. This feels very Libra-like. So this is in the background. You've been balancing everything out. Kind of interesting how it looks like it's like by the ocean here. So maybe you've been in charge of a lot of vacations. Maybe you've been the parent, you know, making all the beautiful times for everyone, making sure everyone's happy. Now it's time to start thinking about you, okay? Now, also behind the scenes is the 10 of Cups. This is showing up for the second time. This is the same card, different artist, okay? So happy family, tending to the needs. They're tending to the needs of this baby. They're feeling very joyful, but things are switching. Now we're gonna move into how do you satisfy yourself? What do you wanna be doing? Now moving into your future position, another 2 of Fire, Bee Balm. Looks like they're doing some gardening there. So 2 of Fire, 2 of Passion. They got their tools out, creating what in the relationship with yourself, what's important to you, what's of value to you. Now, if you're not in a relationship, you certainly have a lot of 2s here. So there's definitely a relationship theme going on. And another card in your future position is the World card. This is from the Herb Crafters Tarot. The plant is Pachamama. Again, another plant I don't know, but you can look it up. There's this beautiful mandala kind of garden going on here. The World, the last major arcana, the end of a story, going into a new phase, okay? This is a card of success. So whatever has been going on, it is a success. And now it's time to kind of step away and start a new chapter, okay? So that is your overall message for the month. Now what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take we're gonna pull week by week. Okay, and we have 5 weeks in September. So I'm gonna put 5 cards down here. I'm gonna use 2 decks actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm also gonna use the Black Cats, the Everyday Witch. And let's see what you need to know week by week as we, know that this is the overall theme here, okay? So let's see what we've got here. We're starting off with week 1. Here's the Tower card. This is, look at this, I love this version. Look at these mushrooms, decaying that tree, using it as fuel. Now this is the mushroom card. So this is the Tower, but I love that it's a more gentle version. The Tower breaks down things. This is breaking it down, right? Into something very medicinal, wild and free, like an Aquarius likes to be. Okay, that's week 1. So there may be some things changing, but they are definitely changing for the better. Your other card is the Ace of Cups, the Cup of Satisfaction. You may find that what satisfies you is changing. Okay, now week number 2. The beautiful Sun card. And this is St. John's wort. Right, so we're going to start moving out of the season of the bright sunshine up here in New England. St. John's wort is used to help with depression, help with sadness, right? And so here's this beautiful card of the Sun coming out week number 2. So you've had major arcanas each week, major secret cards, real power cards there. You also have the 9 of Cups. Everything's lined up. Maybe you're going to take a little vacation. Maybe you're going to take some time out and be by the water before the weather changes. This is the second week is really good for you for that. Now the 3rd week of September, we have the 7 of Earth, the Oak, okay? Kind of starting really to see the fall season coming in. 7 is your spiritual path. Earth, this beautiful oak. You're kind of studying about the plant, really doing the things that interest you. And along with that, we have the Knight of Wands. Well, the Knight of Wands, look at him chasing that dragon up there. It's going to do what he wants. right? This is a time for you to start doing what you want. Maybe there's something you want to study. Maybe there's some plants you want to study. There's definitely a vibe of that, and a kind of like, I'll do what I want now of taking care of all the family stuff. Now, the 4th week in September, you're starting off with the 5 of air, white sage. So 5 indicating change. Air is the mind, thought. We're in a Mercury retrograde. White sage helps clear, right? Clears negative energy, increases negative ions in the air, and the negative ions are the ones that make us feel good, like when we're by a waterfall. Okay, so you're ready for a change. If you've had a lot of company in your house too, it would be really good to burn some sage there, clear that out, get the energy, get it back to your own vibes. And we have the 4 of Swords. I love this card. I have used this card for when I've closed my shop last year over the winter. I used this card to say, I am resting and retreating, taking the time out, stepping away from all the thoughts and busyness. And so there's a need to rest, right? So this 4th week of September, there's a need to clear and to recharge, okay? And then our final week of September, as we move into Mercury retrograde starting to end, we have the Magician. And I love this version, this beautiful sunflower card. So joyous. She's little charms down here, okay? That's coming in there along with the beautiful 4 of Wands. So again, a 4 is a pause, but this is a pause to celebrate, pause to savor, okay? Savor all the beauty in your life. All right, so what I'm going to do, first of all, I said I was going to pull an oracle card, so I forgot to do that for pile 1. I'm going to make sure I do this for pile 2. About self-care and how you can best do that. So I'm going to pull one for the overall month here. And you've got make an altar. Okay, so there was a theme of family here. There was a theme of like you giving a lot and then needing to take the time out for yourself. But an altar is a great way to connect, and it's also a great way to connect with your ancestors and to connect with those that you've lost, right, on the other side. So maybe this is time to find a spot that you can be all for you, that you can maybe hang some photos of people that you want to connect with. She's got flowers and a candle and whatever you want to do. You know, some people do salt and water that's changed daily. Whatever you want to do, keep it simple. Just take that time to connect, knowing that your family in a way is bigger than just the ones that are alive, okay? And you did have a feather here, which feels very much like spirit. Okay, let's see. Oh, I didn't even roll the dice for pile 1. I'm sorry, pile number 1. All right, pile number 2, let's give you some dice. You got the moon in Cancer in the 5th house. So the moon rules the sign Cancer. It's the energy of the mother. And I did see like a lot of mom energy here. Even if you're a man, it's just the caring for, the tending to emotions, the catering to, right? But 5th house is Leo's house, the heart, fun, being a child again. So making sure that you nurture, take time out, savor the things that bring you joy, even if that's just a nap, all right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this calendar for September, we're gonna lie it over here. We're gonna take some charms and we are going to put those onto the month of September. That, and we're going to do some letters. That's a lot of letters. Okay, so you're starting off here. Right at the top, we have this royalty sign. I love this. And that actually fell on Wednesday, the 31st of August, okay, royalty. Now you've got this word smell that came up. It's between the 3rd and the 10th. Smell, maybe you need to use some essential oils. We've got on Labor Day, I've got this pin from Marvelwood School, founded 1956. So this is kind of like, you know, one of my kids went to school there. So it fell over Labor Day. So kind of almost like thanking all the hard work, all those people that labor towards helping our lives, helping things be better, be grounded. So that fell on the 5th. And on the 6th, we have the moon, right? So, and you did roll the moon in Cancer. So you want to pay attention to your emotions, pay attention to the feelings that are coming up this month, especially on the 6th. On the 7th, you have this beautiful dragonfly. So dragonflies see 360, right? So maybe you're going to be able to see things more clearly. Now on the 5th, or on the 13th, we've got the 5. The 14th, we have the blue moon symbol. And we've got a lot on the 20th and 21st. So you've got this little elephant. You've got this little person here. And a little bit of this is a little bit broken, but it's a bee. Okay, so that's between, and actually it's on the UN International Day of Peace. All right, and you got a piece of a bee here, a lucky elephant, and this person that looks like they're directing traffic. All right, and you've got the word saw on the 28th, like I saw that. So maybe you're going to start to be able to see yourself more through this Mercury retrograde, understanding yourself more. I like that. All right, let's see what we've got here. We've got a bunch of letters. I'm hoping I have an M because then I'll have the word swim. Let's see, I've got a Q and a U. Oh, I've got the word queen. I'm always excited to get it. Queen, and what else? Do I have the M? Nope. Well, I guess I'm not gonna get my swim letter. What else do I have? O-U-T, O-U-T, I have the word out. And what else? I feel under pressure here. I've got the word tire. Speaking of pressure, tire. Tired and tired. So definitely want to get your sleep. Got the word tea. And what else? S-O-O. Rose. Rose. R-O-W-S. Rose out. And queen tea, tired. Okay, so great month to treat yourself like a queen, to drink tea, right? We may have been like overindulging this summer. Maybe I'm just thinking of myself, but it's definitely time to like be drinking some tea. This is Virgo season. This is a good time to get healthy, to get back into our routines. We might be a little tired from overdoing it a little bit. That's okay. We want to rest. We're going into a Pisces full moon this month. So it's a good time to rest up and retreat, right? And I've got the word rose out and then also another O. So I'm thinking of rowing that boat out and like deep into emotion, deep into waters, okay? So have a fabulous month of September. Great opportunity to rest, to retreat, to get to know yourself more, to treat yourself better, and to allow things to surface so that you can see them and not be afraid to look at these things in the eye and then move on from them. Okay, so thank you and have a great month ahead. Pile number 3, this great old key. Okay, and I liked that this calendar picture that we were using for the month of September also has some keys down here. Okay, this is supposed to be Pandora's box. Okay, so we'll use that calendar in a bit. Let's start off here with the cards. These were all chosen with a pendulum specifically for this reading. I have not looked at any of these cards yet. Let's see what you need to know this month ahead. So we've got the 9 of air, and this is pomegranate. So this is traditionally called the 9 of swords. Now, this card is often considered like the insomnia card or the overthinking, over worrying. But I like this version of it because this pomegranate has been sliced open and all of what's inside is to be seen. And boy, is there good stuff in there, right? Those are delicious. So I feel like in this month of September, we really get a chance to see what is going on internally. And there's going to be some good gems in there, right? And then there's going to be some things that need to be discarded. So we're going to pay attention to this month to almost like this key to open up something in us so we can really see. Virgo's very precise. It can see and it can evaluate and analyze what's working and what isn't. Now, the heart of the matter is the Empress. What a beautiful heart of the matter to have, because she's ruled by Venus. Now, the Empress is always seen pregnant, giving birth to something of value. So as you really analyze what isn't working, you can bring forth what is. Okay, that's coming up in the heart position. Now, supporting the heart position, we have this beautiful Knight of Wands. And boy, is he moving fast. He's making a leap forward. Okay, that's supporting the heart. Things are going to move quickly. So you may think, oh, it's painful to know what thoughts I'm thinking. It's painful to actually analyze and see what's really going on. But you're moving quickly. It's not like it's going to last forever. Now, your foundation card. Let's see what we got here. Foundation, we have the Seven of Wands. Okay, now 7 is your spiritual path. Wands is fire. Looks like he's got a lot of things he's overseeing. He's kind of defending himself here on the foundation, okay? Now behind the scenes, we have the 6 of Swords. We're in a 6-year in numerology this year. This is moving forward. He's being guided forward, right? Being guided through this. Connecting with your guides, connecting with your ancestors, allowing them to help you move through this process. Here's a beautiful 2 of water. Interesting, I'm talking about connecting guides and ancestors. When 2 is a relationship number, water is emotions, mallow, it looks like a beautiful plant there. There's hummingbirds, really getting into the sweetness of it. Okay, so this relationships here are wanting to form with you. The moon is full. We're going into a Pisces full moon. Pisces is such a karmic sign, and I think it definitely is connected with our guides and our ancestors. Now, moving forward, oh, interesting, we got an extra card here somehow. So you're going to get 3 cards in your future position. You've got the King of Swords. Now, he's an air king. You know, I know Virgo's an earth sign, but it's ruled by Mercury. So when I see the King of Swords, I often still think of Virgo season. And he is to the book. He is quite the analyzer. He is the king of information. He's the king of big business. Very detailed and precise, okay? No nonsense. This is coming up in your future position. Along with the Devil card. One of the cards of the year, right? So as the year starts to wind down, we really start to get really tap into that energy of the year. So we have the Lovers and the Devil as our cards of the year. And boy, this is a cool version of it. She's very empowered. As much as the Devil card, it kind of feels Scorpio-ish to me, but anyways, what can we see as we really, like, this pomegranate's been sliced open, we're looking at what's really going on. The King of Swords is here with precision and detail and getting to the point. We can really start to see the shadowy sides. We can really start to see our true power, where we're being held, where we're holding ourselves, okay? This is a big opportunity. You did get a key, right? To open up some door. Oh, and here's the Empress again. Interesting that we got a bonus card here and it's another Empress, and what a beautiful version. So she came up as the heart of the matter earlier, and now she's coming up in your future position. She's golden, she's beautiful. And so as you move through this process of self-discovery and you have your guides here helping you out and showing you the sweetness, there is a beautiful outcome happening here, okay? Now, let's roll some dice. We've got Jupiter in Cancer in the 7th house. So Jupiter's lucky. It wants expansion, right? It rules the sign Sagittarius. It's very spiritual. Cancer is all about nurturing, trusting your intuition. 7th house is the house of relationships. So I see that there's like almost like this nurturing energy that wants to align with you and help you through this. Okay? That can be grandmoms. That can be anyone who is nurturing to you. They want to help you. They want to help you leap forward into the rebirth of yourself, the Empress. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is we have 5 weeks in the month of September. So I'm going to pull 2 cards for each week, and we're going to put them over here, and we are going to see how, we're going to keep the month ahead here, see how they work together. We'll go week by week here for you, what you need to know. Use 2 cards. Oop. This one's going to want to be there. We'll put it there. All right. Cards kind of tell me what to do. I think I'm choosing them, but I don't think that's how it works. Okay. Now, also, I promised a self-care oracle, so I'm going to put one of those in the middle for you. Self-care for the month of September. You've got journal. I've been saying that about journaling through Mercury Retrograde, so that's really, really extra important for you. Okay? And so you're on this journey of self-discovery and the rebirth of yourself. So for the first week in September, you're starting off with the 6 of Swords. Now the 6 of Swords came up behind the scenes before. This is the another version of it, okay? So he's in his little boat here. He's setting off. This is a card of moving forward. We're in a 6th year this year. So there's a lot of moving forward that first week. And there also may be some alone time needed. But then you got the 4 of Wands, which is also pausing and celebrating, okay? So make sure to savor the summer, the last parts of the summer up here, the first week of September. The second week, you got the Lovers card. So now you got both cards of the year. You got the Devil earlier, and you got the Lovers. This is such a cool version. The Dance, right? So this Lovers card is really about choices, moving forward. And the Knight of Swords, who really wants to get a move on things, right? So that is your second week. So there's a lot of things about thought, choices, try not to push for things, remembering Mercury is going to be in retrograde, let things show themselves, okay? Now, the third week, 7 of Pentacles. It's got like this little tree all surrounded by these little fence almost. Growing something valuable. And the Page of Swords showing up, picking up that pen and paper, journaling. You know, you might not feel like you know what you're doing, just get it out anyways and do it. You're growing something. You're growing the relationship with yourself. Now the 4th week, we have the 2 of Swords, a relationship card. Swords is air, it's the mind. You got some like-minded people here. Holding hands, floating down that river. It's a seesaw almost, but they're finding balance with it. And the 10 of Pentacles, which is such a lush card. So much prosperity. So remembering your relationships that really help you live a beautiful life. That's the 4th week. And then the final week, as we approach Mercury retrograde ending, we have Temperance. How lovely is that? You did roll Jupiter. Jupiter rules temperance. It's beautiful balance. Making sure that you take the time to enjoy and to savor. And that will help the expansion of your dreams. Along with the 8 of Cups, which looks like she's leaving. All these cups are like full, but she's heading out. Right? So making sure that you get the alone time that you need, that you walk away from the things that maybe they look really good, but maybe they're not for you. Okay? And so you're going to pay attention to your journey through retrograde, see what's coming up, especially when it has to do with the relationship with yourself, the Empress, Venus, okay, and how that's affecting your other relationships. You're going to journal about that, and there'll be other posts coming out about that retrograde experience and what we've learned, okay? So please Yeah, stay tuned for those. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this calendar for the month of September, and we are going to throw some charms on it. Ooh, there goes, flying everywhere. Okay, and then we're going to take some letters. Let's see what we get there. Just put like 2 more on there. Okay. The circle went flying out over here onto Pandora's box. Okay, so we've got this citrine here that fell on Sunday in August. So it's actually the 31st, 30th, 28th. You got this citrine, which is supposed to help with money. Okay, then you've got this moose here on Monday, the 30th? No, 29th. Okay, moose, I think of a moose, my animal totem deck has a moose as the high priestess, that mothering energy. So there it is on the Monday. Now you've got this, on the 31st of August, you've got this mermaid. Pretty cool. Now things are pretty quiet for the first week or so, but on the 14th, you've got a lot of energy on the 14th of September. You've got a crown, royalty, and you've got this Mother Mary. Okay, so there's definitely a lot of feminine energy here and a lot of feminine power between the moose, and I know it could be a boy, but I'm seeing it as a girl. This mermaid, this queen crown, and this Mother Mary on the 14th. So the 14th looks like a real power day for you. The 16th, you've got the word intuitive, and it's the sign Pisces, okay? You're gonna really pay attention to your intuition. The 17th, you've got this little broom, right? So maybe sweeping away some of the cobwebs, maybe some literal house cleaning on the 17th. You've got the word held on the 28th, held. On the end of the month here, we have these kind of fell like off the chart a little bit. We've got one that looks like it is some Egyptian symbol here. And then this, which is Jesus, really. And the back of it says, I don't know these symbols. I bought some charms that have Jesus and Mary and stuff on them. So this is kind of falling. It fell actually down here on the bottom of the month. Okay, so interesting here. So let's see what your letters are. You've got a Q and a Z, an X. I got my name, Gina, but I'm not going to use that. But thank you for listening to me. But if you know any Ginas, there's Gina, there's also Tina. And I've got the word queen, and it's funny because I got it last round too. Queen, and what else? Tattoo. Well, I don't have the second O, but I've almost got tattoo. Got the word age queen, and I've got IOU, and the initial ZX, tat, IOU, tat, ZX, age queen. So loving yourself no matter what, we're all aging, we're gonna love ourselves anyways. Yeah, I don't know if you're into tattoos, but you definitely got the word tat, IOU, ZX. And I think that's everything for the month. A big month ahead. There'll be lots of updates. So I know it was a lot of information. I'll keep you updated. Have a fabulous month ahead.